Hello, welcome back to the 928TV podcast. I'm your host, the 928TV. Joined with me as always, who are you?
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Augie from the 928TV.
Zoggy, the real 928TV. Who is this?
Hi, I'm James, and make sure to like and subscribe to the 928TV.
He's back. James is back. Who is this?
Daniel.
This is Daniel, also from the 928TV.
It's false information.
We're all from the 928TV. Now, we brought you here. I summoned you all here to talk about Justice League, which we all just saw. I guess that's the plot. That's the plot of this one. Is we're gonna talk about Justice League. I guess
I did a social experiment on that one.
On Justice League?
Yeah, it was weird.
What was the reaction? Did people like it?
Oh no, I'm editing it right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What did people think of the actual movie though? Can you give us a special sneak peek?
I don't know. All I could smell was farts.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think no one really liked it.
People didn't care for Justice League, huh? And what about you guys? What did you guys think of Justice League?
The hour I wasn't sleeping was great.
Daniel, he falls asleep for like the entire second act, and then right as the third act starts, he pops back to life.
Just in time for Superman, the most overpowered character in the history of everything.
With his weird motion capture chin.
Hey, can you talk about that?
I think so. Can we legally talk about that? Probably.
I mean, it's facts.
Yeah. I can't find any pictures of it online, though, which leads me to believe that Warner Bros. Is, like, trying to shut it down.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of facts associated with the FBI, too.
That's
Did you know
true. That? Essentially, Henry Cavill, who plays Superman, is that him?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Your fans will like it either way.
Sure, they believe it's Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill, who plays Superman, he had a beard, and I think because he was in another movie, he couldn't shave it. And so they put weird motion capture balls all over his face.
It's just a sentence. What kind of sentence is that?
And so his whole chin looks like it was taken from Jar Jar Binks. I don't know.
Oh, it's terrible.
Bizarre. James, how did the movie start?
Oh, let me see. It started. I don't remember the beginning now.
Neither do I. Does anybody remember the beginning?
I remember the end.
Daniel, thank you.
It was an introduction of Batman discovering the first
anti-Semite.
I was about to say anti-hero, but that's the wrong word. So, good job. The 928TV is very intelligent.
The 928. Subscribe to the 928TV.
Do it. The antagonist, like a part of the antagonist.
Yeah,
the fly, the bug.
Demi. No, they were the something demons, parademons.
See, this is how bad the movie. This is what we think of the movie. We can't even remember.
I like DC too. I like DC over Marvel, but the Marvel movie universe is just better than the DC.
Honestly, they're just more badass. I really think that it's just more developed.
Mm-hmm.
It's more well developed, at least, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the movies for Marvel are just like.
And honestly, no one can look cool in a bat suit. Like, literally anyone in a bat costume looks stupid.
I'm just surprised, because they had, like, the original Batman with Michael Keaton in 1989, right? And because he wears the rubber cowl, he can't turn his neck, so every time he, like, goes to do something, like...
It's true.
And so...
It's so true.
And then they went to the Dark Knight, where they gave him, like, neck armor so he can turn his head normal. And then they went back to the rubber suit, so there's a part where he's on the roof and he's, like... turns the full 90 degrees to say hello or whatever. And it's just weird. I think the thing with Batman is that if he's in the light, he looks absolutely ridiculous.
It's true.
Looks like a rejected Chuck E. Cheese mascot.
I remember we saw
That's
me and
harsh.
Nolan. We saw Batman versus Superman, and the one scene where he's like, "Do you bleed?" And you will. When he looks up, it looked like his eyes were going crossed.
Yeah, it did. There's like this one scene, and there was another shot in this where he's like half in shadow, and it looks like his eye is like inset into his forehead, and it just looks so weird.
Shabby work, DC.
Dude, but honestly, Gil Galad, dude.
Oh.
She is just...
How do you say her name?
Gil Galad?
Gil Galad?
Galad? Doesn't matter if she's hot.
Gaga.
She is, dude.
Dude, she's honestly one of the better looking actresses I think I've ever seen.
Round of applause for Gil Galad.
Yeah. She's from Israel, I believe.
Is she?
She's from the Middle East.
She's a very attractive woman. She does a good job playing Wonder Woman.
I love that accent, dude.
What did you think of Aquaman, the best superhero to ever exist?
The most
honestly,
unnecessary
what's the point in any
superhero to ever
of the
exist.
characters? I mean, my favorite superhero is The Flash.
Yeah.
And I love the CW show, The Flash. I mean, I watch it constantly. And to see the new Ezra Miller, that's his name, Ezra Miller?
Yeah.
Character. I don't know. The portrayal of Flash is just so different with those two characters. Do you watch the show at all?
Yeah, I like the show.
What do you think of this Flash versus that Flash?
He's very different. I kind of enjoyed to an extent the idea of him, like, he's fast, so he almost like has like ADHD in this, where he like can't focus on one thing, and I think that kind of made sense, but like it got to a point where he's like commenting on everything, and you're like, all right, stop.
Yeah, like shut the fuck up.
No more talking.
Like, I understand you think faster than all of us, but
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's why I like the original.
Yeah,
well, not the original. I'm sorry. That's why I like the CW Flash. He just Grant Gustin just does a great job portraying him.
He does. Yeah, he's really good.
I didn't understand, like, he tried making a joke about brunch. I didn't understand that at all.
It was like kind of a setup joke, but then it's like normally jokes have what's called a punchline.
Yeah.
It's very advanced stuff.
I think they're just trying to make it awkward, like just show how awkward he is.
Yeah. And they did a good job because
they did,
especially with his stupid run.
Dude, it's so different.
It looked like he was scooping the air to like go faster.
And like, what's the point in Flash when you have Superman, who's literally just as fast as him?
Yeah.
I mean, but the way they portray him, like, I know Flash is faster, but the way they portray him against Superman and Supergirl, if you ever watch the CW shows, he's almost, what's the point?
Yeah.
Well, what's the point of any character against Superman, actually?
Yeah, what'd you say about that earlier? How the movie should have gone?
Single-handedly.
So the whole point
saved the day.
The whole point of the movie and assembling the Justice League is mute, pretty much, because either Batman should have just gone to, like, the Amazonians or the Aquamanians or whatever.
Atlanteans?
That's the word. And he should have just been like, hey, these people are coming. You guys are like an army. You want to help me fight them again? But instead he goes to these random people. And then later on it turns out that Superman could have just, like, Batman could have just brought Superman back to life.
Yeah.
So he should have just done that. And I mean, it would have been, if it was like, oh, Superman's too weak, he can't do it, it would have been like, fine. Like, I guess Superman goes crazy, but like, they have like an entire scene just to show you that Superman is better than everyone.
He could have done it all on his own.
He just brought Superman back to life.
Save all the trouble.
What's
the use of JLA?
And he knew to have like Amy Adams there, Lois Lane. He knew to have Lois Lane there, so if he does flip out, like, she'll be there and he'll calm down. So he should have just gone to the spaceship with Lois Lane, brought him back to life, and then he would have had like a second of rage, and then he would have been fine, and then they could have stopped the invasion.
They would have the movie should have ended like that.
It should have been 10 minutes.
This goes back to an argument between Marvel and DC again. Mm-hmm. It gets me thinking, like, what was actually happening when the comics were made, like, back in the day?
Drugs.
Right? Well, yes, that. But I just feel like DC did everything that Marvel did, and Marvel might have done it first. I don't know any of the history, but it feels like that. Yeah. And then Marvel actually had a lot of reasoning behind what they did, and then DC is just all unorganized and moshed together.
It's
like all the same stuff happens. Like, they assemble a team, the Avengers, and then there's the Justice League. But the Avengers was assembled by an actual, like, by S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have DC, which is just kind of
they're together because they're together.
And my favorite part is they can't bring in another Hal Jordan because Ryan Reynolds is kicking ass doing Deadpool.
Oh my goodness! God,
it's so funny. I was waiting to see if there's going to be a Green Lantern character. I don't know why I expected.
There was in the fight scene.
Right. But it wasn't a Hal Jordan. It wasn't a.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just the history of why the movie was a movie.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting to see if they actually bring a Green Lantern character. I don't know the Black Green Lantern character.
Sinestro?
No. Like, there's an actual
like a Black Lantern or whatever.
No, I mean, there's how there's like two Flashes, like Barry Allen and Wally West.
Yeah.
Well, there's Hal Jordan and someone else.
Is it not Sinestro? He's got the red screen.
Sinestro's no, he's a different guy. I mean, he becomes a bad guy anyways.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like the Wally West. Like Barry Allen goes away, Wally West takes his spot.
Right.
Hal Jordan. I don't know how the sequence of events or who's first, but it's not just Hal Jordan.
Yeah. No, there's like a bunch of different lanterns, and wasn't the thing like Earth didn't have a lantern for like a really long time,
probably.
and then Hal was like the first.
I mean, no one really liked the Green Lantern for some reason.
The movie?
Yeah, I liked it.
I didn't think it was as horrible as everyone said, but I got the problems with it.
No, definitely.
I got it. I don't know. I didn't think it was as horrible as everyone said though. We were briefly mentioning the boxes. Daniel, do you remember the boxes? The magic FedEx boxes?
The magic FedEx boxes.
Yes.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. So there were these 3 boxes, right? And they were from I guess Darkseid, the Thanos guy.
Well, Thanos is Avengers. But...
Yeah, but Darkseid, who is this universe's version of Thanos.
What was his name?
Steppenwolf?
Yeah,
Steppenwolf. I thought his name was I kept thinking Stephen King or something.
Stephen King?
Get off.
Stephen Hawking?
Subscribe to the 928 TV.
Subscribe to the 928 TV, please. But yeah, there's these 3 magic MacGuffins. and they were created when all 3 come together. They turn planets into
not
a desert, into not planets. They're anti-planets, and anti-planets are bad.
Yeah,
because it means that the bad guys have more anti-planets than the good guys.
It's just a large game of Pink Panther.
Yeah,
where like you're painting your side pink while he's painting his side blue.
Yeah. That's what this all comes down to in the end. But so there's the 3 boxes, and when all 3 are brought together, they like destroy the world. And so there's this battle a long time ago with like the Amazonians and the Atlanteans and the humans. And that's when you see like the Green Lantern and like some of the gods. I don't know who the gods were. I'd imagine they were DC characters.
Yeah.
I thought one of them was going to be Shazam for a second.
I thought so too.
I was like, oh shit, it's Shazam.
Yeah,
but it's like, no. But it she might have been. I don't know. I don't know a lot about the comics. I just watched like the shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the 3 boxes, they win the battle, they send the dude with the hat back into space. The dude with the hat.
Oh, by the way, spoilers.
Oh yeah.
We totally forgot.
Oh god. Superman comes back to life. But,
the dog dies.
They send the dog dies.
Well, everyone knew that Superman was coming back to life eventually.
I didn't even know everyone knew that Superman died.
I have a point to bring up about that as well. But the 3 boxes are then split among the Amazonians. Do you not remember when Superman died?
I never watched Batman vs Superman.
Superman.
Oh,
he gets weakened by kryptonite and then he gets stabbed because he's weakened and then he dies. Yeah, what a bitch, right? I was thinking the same thing. But I'm just trying to explain the boxes and I keep forgetting. Okay, the Amazonians get one, the Atlanteans get one, and the humans get one. Now the Amazonians put it in like this magic rock cave with a hole in the ceiling.
Which is where it all started.
The Atlanteans put it underwater in an open room, and then
high security.
The humans bury it like a foot below ground.
In what fucking country?
In Russia.
In Russia?
Right in the middle of like Chernobyl.
Sure, yeah, it looked like Chernobyl.
And then what was up with the family? There was like this little
I don't know what the
family.
significance was of them and why it kept cutting to them.
I don't know.
They could have just had them
not be in there.
Yeah.
Or they could have showed them die, and I would have had the same reaction, which was nothing.
And I'd still be here talking the same way I am.
I probably still would have been talking shit about it. But so there's this little Russian family, and they're right outside of like where all the 3 boxes come together, and then they get saved in the end, and that was it. And I think we're supposed to enjoy this family or like them, but I don't care. I don't know.
I think they were just supposed to be used for comic relief one time, like when the girl opens the drawer and she grabs the bug spray.
And then she doesn't do anything
Yeah.
with it. I'm like, oh, she's gonna spray it in the face. That'll be
Yeah.
funny.
That's
And
what
then
I was
and
waiting
then
for.
it'll murder the family, but nothing happens. Family doesn't even die. 0 out of 10.
Also, how the
Like,
fuck does
missed
Batman
opportunities.
even keep up, dude? Like,
I don't know.
Like, he caught the Flash as he was falling, but he was already in his speed thing, so he couldn't have seen him.
I know.
But then he grabbed him as he was falling. So he just grabbed him, like, last second. I don't...
Batman's like, he's like, they tried to make him more funny in this movie, because in the last one, he was like, just a homicidal weirdo who wanted to kill Superman for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he wanted to kill Superman, but and I've seen that movie like 3 times.
I don't know.
There
I
is
just
a
remember, like, the one time... Like,
There's no logic. Thank you, Daniel.
I
like
heard the
the-
uncut version's better, but anyways.
Like, I heard, like, the Flash... Well, no.
Uncut is always better. You know.
But, like, I saw, like, the Flash, like, he shows Bruce a future when Superman is still alive.
Yeah.
And then, like, he owns everything. And even the flying things are there, aren't they?
The parademons, that's what they're
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
I remembered. What do I win?
So like, they were even in that one.
Subscription to the 928.
Yeah, the 928TV. Shout out to the 928TV.
Shameless plug.
Look at the fucking
fuck.
screen. Oh god.
Talk over the mic, why don't you?
Charlie, cut that out.
Charlie. Charlie's dead. You're playing with his arm.
Charlie, better cut that.
Charlie will cut it. Continue. I'm sorry.
But I think that was the reason why he wanted to kill Superman, because like he already had like his doubts against him, but like no one believed him. But then he saw like that future of when Superman was still alive, and he's like, I gotta kill him.
Yeah.
But then he gets a soft spot because they're both named Martha. Their moms.
And because their moms are the dumbest plot point ever.
What happened?
Okay. I'm gonna explain the entire plot of Batman v Superman to you. But okay, first off, like, what was I gonna say? Isn't Batman supposed to be like this big detective who like wouldn't make assumptions based on a weird dream he had,
supposed to be the
and
best
then
detective.
murder a man based on that
Yeah.
weird dream? Anyways, so the plot of Batman v Superman is like over in, I don't know, some country where there's like terrorists. Lois Lane is doing a news report over in Iraq, I don't know, and so there's all these terrorists, and then they hold her hostage because Jimmy Olsen is there, you know, Superman's sidekick.
Yeah.
He gets shot in the face.
Oh, shit.
They kill him, Jimmy Olsen, and because he's like a government spy. And then Lois Lane calls out for Superman, and Superman comes in and saves her. And then Superman like kills one guy, and then like the terrorists shoot all the innocent civilians and then blame it on Superman,
Oh yeah.
which that gets explained in the extended cut that like they burned the body so it looked like Superman killed all the people, but like in the uncut version it just seems like they shot a bunch of people and were like, I guess Superman shot him. And everybody seems to believe it, and then so they go back, and then Batman is introduced, and Batman he was in Metropolis when Superman fucking caused 9/11 in Man of Steel, and are you following?
Slightly.
Okay, so Batman doesn't like Superman because of that, and there's a guy who gets put in a wheelchair that works for Batman, right?
Professor Xavier?
Yeah, Professor X, that's right. You're following. I'm glad you're following. Subscribe to the 928TV. So there's a dude in a wheelchair. Professor X. And what happens? Okay, so essentially Batman goes to a party and he's like trying to steal something from Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor is crazy and has like a bunch of hair for some reason.
He's like Joker.
He's like Joker. He's just Joker. He's just Jared Leto Joker.
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
Somehow slightly better. I don't know. And then essentially what it comes down to is Lex Luthor tries to pin a bunch of crimes on Superman, but every time the thing happens, it's like, well, Superman is just there to save all the people afterwards, so we know it wasn't him. And then, like, he tries to make Batman hate him somehow by doing these crimes. And he can't get Superman to, like, hate Batman, so he just holds his mom captive and is like, go fight Batman. and he goes to fight Batman, and Batman's like ready to fight Superman, right? So rather than Superman just being like, hey, he's got my mom, will you help me? He like intimidatingly like walks towards him, and then Batman attacks him, and then instead of being like, whoa, dude, sorry, my mom is held captive, he keeps walking towards him, and so Batman like attacks him again, and then they fight for 10 minutes, and then Batman nearly kills him with a kryptonite spear, but so what happens is when he's like laying on the ground defenseless, about to be killed by Batman with a kryptonite spear, he says Martha, which is the name of his mom. Instead of saying like my mom, he says Martha, and because that's also the name of Batman's mom, who is dead and got shot, Batman has like PTSD and starts asking why he said the name Martha. So the only reason that Batman doesn't kill Superman is because their mom had the same last name. So if he was like...
First name?
Yeah, Martha.
Okay.
First name. Did I say last name?
Yeah.
So, God forbid that, like, Superman's mom's name was, like, Tony or something. Tony! Whatever.
Whatever.
Drives it through his heart. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Like,
Charlie, catch me.
So then Lex Luthor, Charles, help him! Charles! But Lex Luthor has a Kryptonian ship, and he has the body of General Zod from Man of Steel. And he puts it in the Kryptonian ship, and like that weird, you know that pool that was in Batman v Superman that they put Superman in?
Yeah.
He put Zod in that, and it turns him into Doomsday.
So, is Zod Doomsday?
In this movie?
Yeah.
Is he in the comics?
No. Doomsday is a completely different
That's what
character.
I thought.
Yeah, but Zod turns into Doomsday, and then he fights Superman.
That makes no fucking
And
sense.
Lois Lane, like, throws away the spear, right? She throws it in the ocean. And then, like, 5 seconds later, they're like, oh, there's Doomsday. The only thing that can kill him is the spear.
Yeah.
So Lois is like, shit. And she has to go back, and she tries to get it, and she nearly drowns.
So the only thing that can kill Doomsday is
The
'cause it's
Kryptonite spear. Because he's also
yeah.
Kryptonian. Right?
Well, not really though.
Not in the comics, but
That's
in this...
weird.
but
Why is it like that?
In this version, he's like a mutated Kryptonian.
They
I don't
changed
like
the
that.
whole universe. Like, Batman was killing people.
Because, yeah, Batman just murders, like, 30 people.
Yeah, it was actually, like...
What the
yeah.
I don't know.
Like, he used guns, he used bombs.
What?
And
What is this, Flashpoint?
Zack Snyder's, his, like, excuse is, like, you can... Dan will be back, everyone. Subscribe to the 928TV.
You subscribe to 928TV?
Dan will return
After his subscription.
After he subscribes to the
in Man of Steel 2.
But yeah, I like the movies. I just don't like the universe. Like, it's not Batman.
The idea of a DC cinematic universe is great, but they are batting... How many movies have they made? They made like 5 of them.
They made
5?
Well, Man of Steel was good.
Man of Steel was alright. I liked it for the first
Yeah.
2/3, I would say.
Oh, you didn't like the entire thing?
The,
I don't
the
remember all of it.
battle at the end is baffling to me. I don't know.
I don't remember all of it. It's been a
I
long
like
time.
it. When
Um,
he just fucking snaps his neck.
snaps his neck. It's like, oh god, but Superman, what have you done? It kind of makes sense for that one that Superman would be like mopey and pouty and like not destroying the city, but you know that he'd be kind of like moping and pouting because he doesn't know he's Superman yet. He's still figuring it out. But then in like Batman v Superman, he should have been like the, haha, I'm Superman. Eat your cereal or whatever.
I think the reason for that is because nowadays we more relate to imperfections rather than perfections. And I mean everyone does. Just people relate to imperfections. So with someone that's supposed to be perfect, now he's imperfect.
Yeah.
It makes it more enjoyable.
And I get that, but I think that what they should have done instead is like, he's like troubled inside, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, one smile can hide 1,000 tears, you know?
Okay, I got you.
Because his planet is dead. So he like smiles when he's in public instead of looking like a weird like creepy guy who's just like frowning and like blowing up cities.
Oh, I remember how Justice League started. The 2 kids were recording the podcast.
Stop motion animation Superman. Return of Dan!
Oh, yeah.
Subscribe to the 928TV.
Subscribe to the 928TV.
Wait,
Okay,
no,
moving on.
You don't remember that? Like,
If no one subscribes, I'd be so not surprised.
Oh my god.
like, you don't remember like they're the kids like have the camera pointed at Superman, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like we were gonna record you for our podcast, please.
And that's what we're doing. We're exploiting this movie and Superman for a podcast.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to see him in real life, but,
No.
but maybe next time.
I would have killed to see his little stop motion jaw.
I can't help. He always looks like Jack's films. In this one, he looked like Jack's films.
He looks very similar, doesn't he? He's just like a slightly more chiseled Jack's films, I guess.
Like he had the same chest hair.
Yeah. What was the intro though, James?
The intro was the only thing I remember. Like they did like this weird like it's supposed to be like a collection of Superman when he was alive, and then the only thing I remember is like the two kids that are recording him for their podcast, and like they ask him a question, and then he just doesn't answer, but he looks off in the distance.
They ask him,
the camera gets destroyed.
They ask him, "What's your favorite part of Earth? What's your favorite?"
What's the best part of Earth?
And you could tell he's supposed to be like thinking about Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I could have been thinking about
was waiting for
Reddit.
this-
I don't know.
Pizza.
I was waiting for him to say the people, but
Yeah.
I was waiting for him
that's
to say
what I
the
was
928TV, but I never got there.
Yeah, the 928TV. How would you feel if just like he said that? Like, shit.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Damn.
Damn.
Please, no more autographs.
It's like a link flashes on screen.
It's an end screen annotation.
That's the whole movie.
Oh my god, I wonder how many people would
It makes,
Around the world.
do. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
but you could tell he's like supposed to be thinking about Lois or something, but then he just never answers, and then it like cuts out awkwardly, and it kind of looks like it looks like Superman like destroyed the
Yeah.
camera, which is reasonable for this universe's version of Superman. He probably would just murder children. I don't know.
You're cereal.
But like, here's my theory. Okay, so like, there's no way that video took place before Batman v Superman
That's what I was thinking.
because Superman smiled, and he never smiled throughout the whole movie, throughout any of those movies. So that has to be an entirely different alternate universe after, because Superman does not smile until after he comes back to life.
Yeah.
After he dies and comes back to life, Superman apparently had to be killed and then brought back to life to smile, to learn what joy is.
I like that one thing. Like he's holding Batman by his throat. You won't let me live, and you won't let me die.
I was like, wait, those two things don't make sense.
Because like he didn't want him to be alive, and now he didn't want him to be dead.
Yeah.
Could you just leave me alone already?
Remember, he died your best friend and like helped you, and like
No,
he went to your funeral, dude. Batman's a dick, though. He could have at least paid for Ma Kent's farm. Killed it, like almost involuntarily killed her son. Could have at least paid for the farm. I don't know.
Why not buy just the farm? Why buy the whole fucking bank? Dickhead.
He's just a weirdo. He's just like he's so strange. I don't know. They tried to
show off.
It's a reflex habit. I'm sorry.
They did this thing. They did this thing in this movie where like all the characters from previous movies, they tried to make them like funny. So like Batman, it's like, well, now he's more like Tony Stark, and Superman, it's like, well, now he's normal Superman that we want to see and would be happy with.
I feel like
And it's like, it feels fake. It's like they feel like completely different characters. It's like, well, Batman was in Batman v Superman, he like killed people, and like he was always serious, and he like cried about his parents, and then
Little bitch.
yeah, and then he, I don't know,
I feel
ate
like
his breakfast in a cold cave and went to sleep. I don't know.
I feel like in this one they made the Flash like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Like he just brought
I know.
like Batman was like Tony Stark, and he
Yeah.
just brought him in on his first mission into this big thing, and he wasn't too sure he'd do a good job, but he wanted to impress Batman.
I hadn't even
Do
made
we
that connection.
I like as soon as like he's like, yeah, this is my first fight. I'm like, oh, he's just Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, you're even red.
Do we want to go into Marvel? Because I have a few things to say about the recent Marvel movies that have come out too. Spider-Man, Thor 3.
I haven't seen
Jeez, I don't
Thor.
feel like spending another hour on this.
We'll do a Marvel podcast in the future. This one's already, we can't even stay on just one movie for this
I
one.
know.
Yeah.
I've got so much.
Well, we stayed in the DC universe. That's
Yeah.
good.
I'm not even going to mention Suicide Squad. I could talk for like 5 hours about Suicide Squad.
We can make a whole
That one I didn't
This-
fall
this
asleep
one's
in. I
This
least.
Yeah.
You
No,
feel like
that's a
it.
movie you didn't fall asleep for.
But were we all
They-
together
they
when we
don't
watched
watch
it?
Really.
I think we were. Weren't we all together when we watched Suicide Squad?
Definitely
Augie,
not.
Was Augie
wasn't
there?
with us, no.
It was just us three. You stayed
was-
awake for that one.
It
I was
us.
busy
Yeah.
becoming the 928.
That's right. He was evolving. He'd emerged from his metaphorical cocoon.
Yeah, I can't pinch my whole like cocoon and breaking for you guys, but you guys can imagine.
He was
Yeah.
between basically.
I don't know why I'm
928.
doing all these hand motions.
He's the basic 2-8.
The basic to it.
The only thing I remember about Suicide Squad is like your comment. Like when Harley Quinn and Joker jump into the vat of acid, your brother thought it was milk.
Yeah, he's like, is that milk? I'm like, yeah, it's
Yes.
milk.
That's exactly what it is.
The characters, they just feel weird. I guess that Flash was fine, but he definitely was like, I can't tell if he was supposed to be Spider-Man or if that was just a weird coincidence, because I know these movies take like years to make, you know. But like,
Yeah, definitely.
Like he was awkward, like Spider-Man was. You know, it was
Is
just
the
too
OG
similar.
Flash in the comics awkward?
he's not really, I don't know, in the comics he's just kind of like normal
That's what
from
I
what I've
thought.
read. He's just like, he's an FBI, like,
He's a
crime
crim-
scene investigator,
yeah, he's
kind of.
forensic science.
That's it.
How did he get his powers though in the original comics?
He got struck by lightning that gave him his powers, and it turns out that the bolt of lightning that struck him was him from the future
Yeah.
traveling back and accidentally striking himself. Because
So the whole thing's a paradox.
because
Yeah,
Flash
no.
is so fast that he like travels through time
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
because he's so fast.
dang.
But
That's
then,
cool.
like
Yeah.
you said, it's a paradox. So how did he get his powers in the
Exactly.
future?
It's just
Yeah.
the way.
There's no way to know.
Welcome to the Theoretical Physics
came
Podcast.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
hey, I want to get struck by lightning, but then again, have you heard there are those people out there? This one dude got struck by lightning like 7 times. He'd be like, bullshit. Where's my power?
He never turned into the Flash.
Also,
Yeah, I'm still waiting to get bit by a spider for it to become Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I
I've
gotta-
gotten bit like so many times. It's all it's done is made me lose my left foot.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true, but like apparently when you do get struck by lightning, it causes like this little pattern to like be embedded on your skin.
I've heard of that. It's like a
Yeah.
burn.
Yeah, but like it looks pretty cool. Like if I got struck by lightning, I wouldn't be too upset.
The world's most badass tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to
That
get
was
struck by
God
lightning. God gave this to me. They're like, oh shit.
God's my tattoo artist.
You would have had a cooler tattoo than Aquaman. Segway.
yeah, let's get back on topic.
Aquaman was like, he looked like he was out of 300.
Shit. It's a good statement.
He was
He was actually not a bad character.
he wasn't bad. He was like really just like super strange.
He kind of like reminded me of Wolverine. Like he
Yeah.
always tried dissociating himself with everybody.
Except, you know, Wolverine was in at least a couple good movies. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He was like, there were parts like when he's like drinking the whiskey in slow motion. It's like, quit trying to make him cool. He's Aquaman. Stop. Just let him be Aquaman and we'll accept him.
Augie, like he just turned over to me. He's like, he didn't even finish it.
Yeah, he didn't. There's like a good half of a cup of that
Yeah.
Jägermeister or whatever, and he just chucks it on the rocks. Stuff's expensive. It's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
It's brewed for free in Atlantis.
That's right. That's the Atlantis Act. All brew is free. I remember that one.
Hashtag net neutrality for whoever's listening.
Hashtag net neutrality. Yeah, I would talk about that, but I'm not educated on it. I know that it probably won't go through though because people are making like a big fuss about it,
Yeah.
and I think that they might actually like burn down the government,
Well,
or you know, 4chan will hack the government.
well, they keep trying. They're stubborn as fuck.
How long
Yeah.
is this thing supposed to be?
I don't know. The podcast?
Yeah, it's been like, what, 30 minutes?
Yeah, I don't know. It all depends. The last one was like an hour, and I cut a little bit out,
Yeah.
so that's probably like an hour or so. Are you tired?
I was just curious.
Oh, okay.
Because we're talking about bullshit.
You don't have to record.
The 928
Yeah.
You
TV
know
is
what?
too good for
You
this
don't have to be
podcast.
here.
Hey, you know what? I'm just curious.
No,
you're
this
good.
podcast is sponsored by 928 TV. My
I'm
bad.
sponsoring this.
You know what bugged me about the Justice League was the villain suffered from what I like to call grabby hands syndrome. Okay?
What?
Now this is when the villain has multiple chances to kill someone, but instead they grab them by the neck and throw them. Like, there were like 15 times. Like,
Actually,
I'm trying to think. He had the Flash by the neck, and I'm like, just squeeze. He's a human. Just squeeze.
Yeah.
He will die. But instead, he throws him at a wall. And then he's got like Batman, and he does the same thing. And he picks up Cyborg, and he like pulls him in half. I'm like, oh, he's doing something.
Yeah.
But then he like throws him.
Yeah.
It's like, stop throwing people. Just kill them.
Also,
This
like,
wouldn't be a problem.
You actually won.
I thought it was funny, like, when Superman came back to life, he picked up Batman by his jaw.
Yeah, his jaw.
Like, he should have just crushed his jaw, honestly.
Jeez. And Batman wasn't even, like, grabbing his arms. He just, like, oh, I guess this is happening, and just, like, let him pick him up by the jaw.
Yeah.
Jeez. What an interesting movie.
It was very, I liked it.
It was alright.
I mean, the concept of it's good.
Yeah.
You're worth the money.
I think it could have had better execution in some places.
Yeah, good idea. Decent execution.
For a first draft, it wasn't bad. No, I think that it just needed some retooling. And I don't know if you guys heard about this, but halfway, I think it was like a little past halfway through shooting, Zack Snyder, I think his daughter died, and so he had to leave the filming, which is terrible. Like that's like really like tragic. But
Unfortunately.
so they brought in Joss Whedon to direct the rest and to reshoot some scenes, and he's the guy that did Avengers. So I definitely get the vibe that they were trying to make it the Avengers, and they brought him in specifically to try to fix it and try to make it more fun.
Didn't in Age of Ultron, didn't it also take place in Russia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no lie. The villain in this definitely reminded me of Ultron.
Yeah.
He kind of did talk
About
like him too.
About
With
as
the
useful
voice.
as Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Why is it every villain plot now involves having some kind of laser in the sky?
I don't know. I don't like the whole thing. Like, all the villains are now space.
Mm.
Like, I don't like that. I really like the times when it was like Joker, and, you know, all those like super villains. You know, those that was fun. Now it's just like, oh yeah, now they're coming from space. I don't like, they just introduced the idea of the boxes, and now they're coming back to get the boxes.
The magic box.
Know,
What's in the box?
I
don't know.
just miss the times when it was good.
Well,
You
for sure.
just missed the times when things were good. Now everything is horrible.
Yeah, cars only last like 6 years and then they break, you know. Everything lasts 6 years and then it breaks. Things used to be more solid and stable.
Including movies and
Including
women. That's
movies
right.
and women.
I'm just kidding.
Shout out to all the women out there.
Yeah.
Can we get a round of applause for them?
Special shout out to the sable one.
Yeah. Good job. Proud of you. What are we talking about?
We totally got off topic.
So yeah, this movie was just kind of baffling in a lot of ways. It was just, there were a lot of choices that were just weird, but a lot of things that were kind of cool. I don't know.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
Why? What was? Yeah, 9 out of 10. Generous, James.
I'd throw some
You're
Rotten Tomatoes at
too
it.
nice.
Why did Cyborg even bother wearing clothes if like he just glows through it?
Yeah.
Could he not adjust like the brightness of the?
Dude, he couldn't even like stop from shooting Superman.
He could have just put on like another layer of clothing.
Yeah, no. I don't.
The lights bugged me, I guess. I don't know, but yeah,
he was just all CGI.
Superman. He was, yeah.
Well, actually, wasn't his face the only part of his body that wasn't metal? Like, if you really looked at him,
Yeah,
they
It
didn't
was
put too much
like,
effort into meshing his body with the mechanics. It was literally just his face.
Well, like when Superman analyzed him, the only thing that was human was his face. He still had his skull.
yeah.
Everything else is just metal.
But then in the flashback, he has like his upper torso.
Yeah,
and,
that's
like,
what I was
part
wondering.
of his
Like,
arm,
did he
too.
just like, did his dad take away all that good, like all that stuff that was left of him?
Thanks, Dad.
He just turned him into Walt Disney. He
Yeah.
saved his head.
He saved his head.
Turned him into Walt Disney.
I thought it would have been funny if like this version of Cyborg was just beat for beat like Cyborg from Teen Titans.
Oh, like,
Booyah!
That's another. If he screamed "booyah" and like was just super weird.
I
That
mean,
would
the
have been.
Injustice Cyborg did.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, he's actually.
Booyah!
Yeah.
Why wasn't Hellboy in this movie?
Hey, that's another thing. That is another thing. Shout it out in the comments if you missed the old Teen Titans and is tired of this crap that is airing on TV now.
I loved the old Teen Titans and fucking Slade.
I got the DVDs over there because I love that show.
Freaking, I miss it so much.
Gio recorded Trouble in Tokyo, and that's a good one.
Oh, that's such a great tagline for a movie, Trouble in Tokyo. I want that. I want that to be what my documentary is called. Nolan McCool, Trouble in Tokyo.
If you ever go to Tokyo, just make a vlog, Trouble in Tokyo.
Trouble in Tokyo. It's just a great tagline for a movie.
Hashtag Trouble in Tokyo, just for everything.
Yeah, does anybody have anything else to add about Justice League?
No, but I've got a million other topics in my head.
Let's hear one. Give us a topic.
Well, first of all, I mean, I could go on about the Marvel ones, but that's not quite related. They are doing some good things with Batman in the terms of video games, though. Mm-hmm. Right? Have you seen the Telltale stuff that's come out? Season 2?
I'm not a fan of Telltale stuff, but I get the appeal of it.
Well, yeah, cool. There's definitely an appeal because, like, they're changing things up again, or not again, but just a little bit, because the Joker now, instead of being the big main character, he's actually just, I don't know, he's nice.
What? He's nice? What? What did they do to Joker?
Like, I wouldn't quite say nice, but he's so much of a side character, and like Harley Quinn is like the dominating person in the relationship.
What?
And it's crazy. Like, you actually gotta watch it.
That's interesting.
Weird. Have you ever seen that video of when Joker actually makes Batman laugh?
Yeah, it was in The Killing Joke?
It was about like two guys escaping mental prison.
Oh, and the one shines the flashlight.
Yeah, that is just turn it off on me.
Isn't that in The Killing Joke? I think.
Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah, and they just kind of go crazy.
I was gonna laugh at the end. Like, what the fuck was that?
And then I think Batman. It's implied that Batman like kills the Joker there, but you never really know.
Because like they pan the camera up, and then as soon as they pan the camera up, Joker stops laughing immediately.
Yeah.
But Batman keeps laughing.
So it's implied that like, oh, Batman finally killed Joker, but you never tell. That's something that I kind of miss. So like Batman, the only thing that Batman has done so far is fought like these cosmic crises.
Like just cosplay people.
Yeah, he fought Superman and then like Doomsday, and now he fought Steppenwolf, who's like a big alien. I like Batman when he's like fighting just like crime organizations, like
the Mafia.
The Gotham Mafia, yeah. Honestly, something simple like that where he's like sneaking around and doing detective work. It's like more interesting.
Honestly, in this
I just miss Adam West.
Oh, we all miss Adam West.
Yeah, he's Rip Adam West.
Rip Adam West.
Oh man.
But honestly, in this one, it felt like he was useless. Like, he was cool and all like his normal self in the beginning when like he interrogated the guy, but then he kept like not dying, but he kept getting like injured so much.
Yeah, he like broke a rib and dislocated his shoulder, and like
he fought one of the bugs, and like they messed him up pretty bad. It was only one bug, and he used all his gadgets on it.
Yeah, he like emptied his utility belt on the thing, and he's like, "I'm helping, guys."
Like, I felt like he was so useless.
He was. It was. I don't know. Like, even when he brought in like the mech walker, the thing like got destroyed instantly.
He makes fun of Aquaman for having a fucking
trident.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Aquaman is, at least in the comics, he's like, I don't know. The joke is always that Aquaman is lame, and like he really is to an extent, but like, I don't know. I don't think he gets as much. I think he deserves a little more credit, I guess. I don't know.
How? Why?
I don't know.
Why even? He can't do anything out of water. He's useless.
Very true. He like, the thing with Aquaman though is like he owns the ocean, so by default he owns 70% of the planet, which is kind of cool, but it's like, I don't know.
It only matters in words.
He talks to fish.
I like how you said that. He owns the ocean.
The whole thing.
All the water, he owns that.
All the wetness that is
powerful.
on the planet. Yeah, he's powerful.
Strong.
How did he move fast underwater in this? Because he doesn't move his legs. Does he control water? He doesn't, because he needs the trident to control the water. Remember?
That is actually funny because like in the scene where he actually like is swimming, he just like he's just stationary. He's just.
You couldn't even like make him wiggle around awkwardly.
Yeah, it doesn't even really do the Aquaman swim.
He could have done like the little like kicking his legs. That would have been too silly though.
I feel
we don't want anything silly in this.
No.
I feel like the CGI was pretty bad in this one. Like it was super obvious.
The Flash running. Oh my goodness.
It's so funny. Like you could tell it was a green screen. They just zoomed in on his face and he's like doing this like little half jog.
I can't even describe it. It's like like when someone trips and they like try to recover.
Except it's constant recovery.
It's like constant recovery from tripping.
That is so funny. That's a great description.
There's a part at the end where he's like running through the middle of the street and it like is just so weird because he's like. He looks like he's dying. I don't know.
Like his arms came up so high. He's like, ugh.
It's like slapping himself.
Yeah. I mean, in like the CW, he's just.
Yeah, he just goes fast.
Yeah.
He's just fast.
He's just fast.
I'm fast.
I like the video you sent on Instagram. Where like it's like the CW Flash but without all the special effects.
Oh yeah, have you
and he's
seen
just
that?
like.
There's a video of like the whatever the Supergirl and Flash crossover was called, but it's without the special effects.
Okay.
It's hilarious. I'll find it for you.
Hilarious.
But
Okay,
imagine them just kind of like flailing around in a warehouse, screaming things.
Yeah.
With like silence.
That's funny. Like the Flash was just like.
And then what Justice League. Justice League. The Just Us League.
Just
us.
Just us.
Just us.
Stick to video
Just
games.
Stick to video games.
See you guys in Injustice too.
DC aren't they making the Spider-Man game?
What?
Isn't that?
Wait, what?
No, DC is what?
Why would DC make this Spider-Man?
What happened?
They don't own the rights to nothing.
Cut this out.
The universe is collapsing in on itself.
I'm pretty sure who's making the Spider-Man games is
Sony?
No. I mean, yeah, it's a
PlayStation exclusive, but it's not Sony.
Yeah, I forgot who it was. When you say
please
it,
cut that out.
Nah, that's it. Sorry.
It's alright, James.
I'm a little tired.
We won't judge you.
That's okay.
They might, but we won't.
I don't remember who's making the Spider-Man game.
I'm looking it up right now.
Some parts of this movie were just like very weird though. Like, remember Wonder Woman stops like a bombing at the beginning?
No,
and I was like,
Marvel.
"Oh, are these our villains?" It's who?
It's Marvel. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it's Marvel. But there's like a
Yeah,
bombing
we
at the
should've
beginning
known that.
that Wonder Woman stops. Like they're trying to blow up a museum or something. And I was like, "Oh, these are our villains," because the villain even mentions something about like anarchy and like fear. But it's like. Also, these guys, did I miss something where like the parademons, did they like hire these people?
That's who it is.
No,
I knew it.
I think it was after because like they show like the people. Wait,
because the guy mentioned something. He's like, without hope there is fear, and it's like, oh, because the parademons feed on fear.
Oh yeah, maybe.
But who hired him?
I don't know. I think they were just honestly just a terrorist group doing their thing.
But how did they know about the parademons? Or was that just coincidence?
Just coincidence, probably.
I don't know. But it's Insomniac. Like the same people that made Sunset Overdrive.
Oh.
I knew it was them. I just couldn't get the name out. But it's like the actual company.
Those are the ones making the Spider-Man game?
Yeah.
Looks pretty cool so far.
Insomniac's pretty good. So.
I like the suit. It's got like the white... like.
It's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Oh, but also... that scene where like Wonder Woman was stopping those terrorists. That was actually a really good scene. I like that.
Yeah, it was cool.
I think that was my favorite scene out of the entire movie.
Again, sorry I was yawning. Again, why is everyone as fast as the Flash?
I don't know. Wonder Woman's as fast as the Flash.
It pisses me off.
Pretty sure Batman's fast as the Flash in this movie. Alfred was like running next to him. Remember?
Oh, that's too good, man.
Flash was tripping, and Alfred passed him by. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, even Aquaman went on a full disclosure. Like, you're tripping all over yourself. Everyone here sucks except Superman, and he's not here.
Superman's dead dad was faster than the Flash.
Oh, Thomas.
Oh no!
Oh, I know that's Batman.
That's Batman.
Still,
Martha.
But no, so it's really just like, you know, everybody's got all these superpowers, and you know, including speed, and Flash just has speed. He's got one superpower.
He's fast.
He should have like time traveled and fucked everyone up.
Just makes everything horribly wrong.
Yeah, he should have brought his mother back to life.
He needs to hit the track a little bit.
Also, it's like it's strange that every time he runs, like lightning shoots out, but it never hits anybody.
Yeah, I guess it's because the lightning is super fast.
He's producing a lot of static.
I guess so.
But
Was
then,
that? No, I think it's supposed to be like the speed force, like kicking in or whatever.
The one thing I did like though is like they mentioned it briefly. Like since he runs so fast, he burns so many calories, so he has to eat a lot.
Yeah,
I did like that they actually did mention that.
But wouldn't you like turn to dust within the first 10 seconds from all those calories?
Well,
I don't know.
technically.
I guess
he
so.
has to eat thousands and thousands of calories every day.
There was some video I watched a while ago that was talking about like it's like the science of like people who go fast, and they use Sonic as an example, of course, but they were like they said like for running for like 1 minute he would need to consume a bag of M&Ms every 1 second in order to not like, you know, die of exhaustion. So I don't know.
It's crazy.
I guess the Speed Force. It's the Speed Force, which I'm okay with.
Imaginary Axis. You watch Imaginary Axis?
No, what are they like?
They did a video, or the guy, did a video on how fast the Flash is.
Oh.
Pretty good. He does videos about superheroes and why they are who they are, or why they can do what they do.
Yeah.
Cool. But don't subscribe to them. Subscribe to the 928TV.
Of course, I was going to say.
Obviously,
Blasphemy.
928TV.
Subscribe to the 928TV. I'm sorry, Augie. I'm sorry about all these shout-outs to you. I'm sorry. We do
it's
it.
Okay. If one person from here loves my videos, then that's one guy.
I'm just gonna make the thumbnail just you. Just a nice picture of you. I'll find like a weird like elementary school photo of you.
I have the perfect picture.
Oh, you got a picture of like baby Augie or something?
No, even better.
Oh, that sounds great.
I think you remember it. You're wearing your Asian hunting hat.
Does
Asian hunting.
Asian hunting hat?
You might have to cut that out.
I haven't heard of that before. What hat was that?
It's definitely not an Asian hunting hat. I was wearing an Asian hat.
That's what you call it.
James, stop!
This is going on the internet.
Charlie, cut it out. Just cut the whole thing. Delete it. Charlie, forget it.
This whole thing is infected by now.
Does anybody have anything else to say about the Justice League?
I think my favorite character was Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman is cool.
She was a hottie.
She had a good movie.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that too.
That too. She had great
She has really nice boobs.
personality. Mainly that though. Anyways, anything you'd like to add, anyone?
This is the picture.
Oh, I'll put it on screen.
Yes.
I'll put it on screen.
Here it is.
I'll put it on screen.
I'll
put a little censor bar over there. Yeah, put a little censor. Yeah, I'll censor the nips, but I'll put it on screen.
Here's a clip from the 928TV.
There you go, right now. I don't have time to edit it. I can't. Charlie can't edit it. He lost his arm. You've been playing with his arm. What are we gonna do?
We'll have to edit with
for
one
sure.
arm.
Alright, guys, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Subscribe to the 928TV.
Subscribe to Markiplier for more Let's Plays.
Have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to this Justice League rant. Yeah.
Goodbye.
This has been. I'm Nolan.
Please DC, please make more Batman games.
Please
just bring it back.
DC, if you can make just like a good movie, I'll be happy with you.
Shit.
Oh shit! Oh, the heat is on. Until next time, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Adios.
Did it stop? It didn't stop.